Well. Start 5 seconds early. What's going on? Can't hear you.
Gotta unmute the mic first. What's going on?
First.
Beer.
What are you drinking tonight?
Beers.
I'm drinking apple cider again from
Going
Steiner.
this way for the cheers, but
You're on the wrong side again.
you're on the wrong side.
You're
again.
on the wrong side. There you go.
You're
Cheers.
looking. Now we're both away. Jesus. Cheersers.
First things first. What the hell's an insurrection?
I don't know. You tell me. They try to use the Ottawa convoy. Could be the same stuff they're trying to use at excuses at municipalities nowadays.
Really?
Could be. You know, if it's even though it failed in Ottawa, it's gonna fail everywhere else too. It's fucking crazy what they try.
They're getting desperate. They got to do something. Now they're getting stupid by the sounds of it.
Oh, beyond stupid. But, you know, that's how communists are. Stupid. So, you know, anyways, what it stands for is an uprising against an authority or a government. But that's a two-way street, my friends. Two-way street.
We got a guy with a cowboy hat in the green room. Gonna bring him on?
That's me. Yeah, sure. Bring me on.
Buck, you ready to come on?
He's sleeping back there.
He's blowing smoke, so I would say yes.
Sleep.
Hey, Ed, you made it.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad they woke you up in time.
Actually, it wasn't that. I was cooking. And now what I was cooking is burning.
So how's it going?
Good. What's going on in Port Huron Township?
North Huron.
North Huron.
Yeah, it's not a port out here.
Well, hang on. One more thing, guys. You see how many people are watching? Not many. We're shadow banned like crazy. So share this out. People need to know what's going on in local politics and how to stand up against the local communists that are in our town councils. Okay, guys, go ahead. Bill C9 passed today. Isn't that great?
Didn't it pass the other day? I thought it would pass the other day.
Yeah, it just passed. So 30 days until it can
Ed, turn the porn off. It's coming through on the mic here.
Oh, who?
I said, shut the porn off. It's coming through your mic.
All right, I gotta mute out. Thanks.
So, Buck, what's happening?
What is an insurrection there, guys?
So an insurrection is an uprising against authority or a government. But the question is, who's the actual authority?
Who's rejecting lawful authority, quashing democracy, removing questions from council meetings, etc., accusing people of insurrection when they themselves are the ones using force and disregarding the superior courts. Now, if you're disregarding the superior courts and lawful authority,
the Supreme Court,
that's insurrection. Meets the definition of it. It's just not the people doing it. It's the officials at town hall that are just trampling our rights while most people are sitting back and sleeping in, and I don't know what the hell they're doing.
So the actual authority is the people, and the problem is it's the government doing an insurrection on the authority of the people, and that's the true insurrection that's happening at municipalities. And, you know, we see it on the provincial level with Ford too, but, you know, and Carney. So they're all doing it, but municipalities are the worst. It's all I'm going to say. And
if they're ignoring the superior court's lawful authority, then there's no frickin' rule of law.
Well, the superior court and the Supreme Court, both.
Well, yeah,
guys, hang on. What is a coup? Define a coup for me, if you could.
Well, no, that's not happening here, but there is an insurrection. I think someone is disregarding lawful authority. I think municipalities are ignoring the courts. and they're banning people from council meetings. They're trespassing people. They know what they're doing is wrong. They absolutely ignore these courts, and we have to go to great lengths to prove it. Clearly, the Bracken case over a decade ago is proven you're allowed to participate in your democracy. But our CAOs and those that have seized control of our town halls, and in North Huron, it definitely seems like our CAO has seized control of town hall. He wants communication going through him. If I go to town hall to try to run for council, I'll get arrested. I need his permission. It's
really
wow, that's unconstitutional, big time. You kidding me?
Ceausescu would be proud. You know who he was.
I just know the evil Santos. That's the thorn in my side and democracy side.
I think he was the president of Bulgaria for many years, and then the people actually came and arrested him and toppled the government and restored law and order.
Ed, would that be a coup or an insurrection?
I'm just a siding guy. What the hell are you asking me for?
I think that's more of a rebellion.
That'd be more like a, yeah, you're right. A
rebellion's uprising to overthrow government. Similar to insurrection.
But in Bulgaria, I believe it was, they did restore law and order by getting rid of the dictator.
We should have law and order here. If the police under the Trespass Act and council chambers have different rules to them of private property and other municipal property, they're educated, things would be better. If town halls, councils, as CAOs would not fully ignore the Superior Court and Supreme Court rulings, we would have democracy. We've had the right to record, the right to participate and sit in a council meeting. Until you're prepared to go get arrested, people don't seem to give a shit. But, yeah, you got to go get trespassed. Anyone experienced that before?
Yeah, and since there's declarations on this stuff already, I'm shocked that they're still doing it. I'm still shocked that they're doing it any municipality. Guys out there, if you're watching, if you have a municipality that's banning you from recording the meetings, please contact me. Please, I'm begging you.
Well, if an insurrection's happened in your community, go to your town hall, try asking a question, and try. If you get trespassed and banned, you don't have your democracy there. There was an insurrection. Someone is stopping democracy from happening. That's where the insurrection is. It's not that people asking questions or sitting passively holding a phone in a council meeting.
Yeah, exactly. So the insurrection is being committed by government on the people.
I think it's already happened.
It is. We've seen it. We've seen it in Ottawa. What they say, insurrection on peaceful protesters that was ruled constitutional, but didn't stop from saying insurrection and bringing in the Nazi jackboot law enforcement and smashing veterans in the head with gun butts and stuff like that. So, we see it everywhere. And what happened? What happened in North Huron? They grabbed the senior and busted his ribs, beat the piss out of him. And he is innocent.
Oh, to be fair, they broke his ribs only after he complained about him not pressing charges against the Deputy Reeve for the Deputy Reeve grabbing his balls.
Exactly.
The show, he claims that Faulkner, the Grab My Nuts video that's out there.
So a Reeve is equivalent to a mayor?
Got it by the balls and breaking it.
Yeah.
And
what's that?
The CAO, that's the chief administrative officer, I believe,
chief
for the
administrative
township.
Officer.
Yeah, and the Reeve is like
he makes 120, 150 grand a year. So
actually, that's cheap. Most of the CEOs in Toronto GTA are making $500,000 plus, from what I've seen. They make 3 times what the mayor makes. So basically, they run the
CEO, but our CEO claims former mayor for 5 terms, I believe. So he really knows what our charter would be and are. Now he's CAO and he's making a crap. And he's, as far as I'm concerned, doing arbitrary trespass orders. He's deciding who gets to go there. I don't. The CAO doesn't have authority to issue trespassers on council chambers unless he's been granted that authority by council by motion or bylaw, and he's refused to provide that. So clearly, he never had the authority. Even if he did, the alleged authority is still constitutional in the superior courts and Supreme Courts have ruled you can't be doing that. But they just ignore it. They can get away with it. There's no downside to them. It's
they never
get to
get away
silence
with
people.
It. They won't get away with it.
Their dollars to silence you. Well, the thing is, yeah, a lot of them do. Most of them do because they'll just go to a new somewhere. A new election come along. They might just have a longer commute, but there's hardly ever a downside. Just someone else will be desperate enough to hire him. Wingham was desperate enough to hire all our past CAOs. Them seem to work out well. We got one of the highest tax rates in 144 municipalities, and there's 426 with a cheaper tax. Means if you're looking for an affordable place to live, and the first 425 other communities work out for you, come check out Wingham. We're next on the list then.
Is that a fuck Carney sign on your wall? Flag?
What?
Is that a fuck?
I haven't got there. It's probably teenagers from shit.
Is that an insurrection?
His finger. It's not a call to arms. It's a call to fingers. That's got.
No, that's not an insurrection. That's a constitutionally protected criticism of our government and public officials, which we are allowed to do in constitutionally protected content.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
It's striking on
in the former glorious and free Canada. It's true in the former glorious and free Canada. It's not true today.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really striking that that they still choose to ignore everything of our constitutional rights and still believe that they have authority over that when the Municipal Act 14.1 clearly states that a municipality cannot create bylaws that infringe on provincial or federal legislation or an instrument of the crown. So these guys are like, I don't know. I'm going to blame their legal. Whoever their legal is, that's who I'm going to blame because their legal would know this already. And they should have told them, hey, you can't do this. They should have told them that a long time ago. And clearly they haven't. Any municipality that's still trying to ban people clearly have not got good legal. They got negligent legal and just shit legal. So I'd be putting lawsuits on
that's one. That's one. It's either that they're getting shitty legal advice, or they're knowingly doing this and they know what they're doing is wrong. I don't know how you can be a mayor for 20 years and not know what your charter rights are, or what authority the CIO would need to issue a trespass order. That seems absurd to me. I don't think it's bad legal advice. I think they know what they're doing is wrong. They issue a 6-month trespass ban. No one's going to take 8 months to a year to get through the system. And they use that because what are you going to do? A few dipshits will fight them like we are and go through the court system, and we'll get another declaration that what they're doing is wrong, just like in the Bracken thing. And some municipalities might listen to it, but clearly they're not listening to the court previous decisions. I don't see why they're going to pay much attention to this. That's why I think people like Ed have to litigate and try to get some financial compensation, penalize these people somehow. To start, the superior courts have got to get pissed off at one point that these municipalities aren't listening to them. The same things coming across their desk over and over again, where municipalities are just flagrantly ignoring the Superior Court rulings. And one day a judge has finally got to hopefully have enough and award someone some frickin' damages or possibly lock up some officials, which I think is highly unlikely. But it'd be nice if there was some accountability or some consequences to them clearly violating and abusing the system to silence critics and freedom of expression. But,
yeah, and I also believe that there needs to be a legislative change to the Municipal Act and added in that if you have a council or a mayor that infringes on a constitutional right that has already been a declaration been made, and I think there should be a mandatory jail sentence, because that's just, I would say negligence, but at that point with declarations and so many rulings on this already, and they continue to do it, it's just a blatant disregard. It's like complete recklessness. That's what I think, and I think that they should be jailed at that point.
I think that's expensive, and I think a better way to go is go back to the old days when they put them in that little lock them in front of town hall and the wooden block thing. Everyone gets their rotten tomatoes. Yep, have some fun. If you keep ignoring the Superior Court and the court rulings, there's got to be some consequences. There should be some enforcement force out there going in and verifying whether these municipalities, there's 444 in Ontario, see which one of them are actually obeying the courts. And
well, this is why I say legislative change. Throwing tomatoes at them, they ain't gonna give two craps about that. They'll lock you up.
It's not gonna change anything.
They'll lock you up for doing something that they think is illegal. Meanwhile, it's
this is what the judges should be resorting to. So the judges should be ordering this after being ignored for decades, literally being ignored for a decade or two. If I was a Superior Court judge, you got to send a message and saying, "Can you please stop again?" And they just keep ignoring them with zero consequences. I'm not recommending you go round them up and put them in the locks and tomato them. I think the court should order that. And I think if that happened, like in the old days, the politicians would fear the people instead of the people fearing the politicians.
I think what would work here is it's legislation. That's what they're controlled under from the province, provincial legislation. That's the Municipal Act. And that's where criminal consequence should fall under a provincial offense. So not the criminal code, but provincial offenses, and jail them for a year, mandatory jail sentence. That's what I think.
As long as I don't have to pay for it. If they've already screwed us, robbed us our dignity, taxed us to fucking death, now we got to pay for room and board for them somewhere. Yeah, I'm not on board for that. If they pay for it, okay.
Hey, I'm on board totally for that, because they'll plug you in jail for doing something that's constitutionally protected. You're going to have to pay for your own jailing. I think it's absolutely right that we jail them. Let them pay for their jailing. I don't have a problem forking out some money to hold a tyrant commie in a jail cell for a year. Hell no.
It seems short term, but if you overthrow your government, if you disrespect all lawful authority, which they're doing, you've overthrown your government. The people have no voice. Democracy's been canceled. Meetings went virtual for 3 or 4 months or so. Absolutely no democracy, no accountability. Lock them up. A year seems short term for that. A year for every council meeting that went virtual. I think that would be fair.
I think you misspoke there. I think you meant to say they overthrew the people, not overthrown government. So it's the other way around. They've overthrown the people.
I view the Superior Courts as lawful authority. Whether you like the police or not, I'm not fond of them. But I think for a civilized society, we all have to respect some kind of higher court, some independent, objective third party to arbitrate freaking issues like this. And we've all agreed as Canadians that the Supreme Court and Superior Court system is what we do. We have problems, and we're all abiding by their rulings and decrees. It's the municipal governments that are not doing it. And we're the ones getting locked up, thrown in the system. And when we go in there to try to record, we're getting arrested, tons of legal fees for everybody, town hall, all those abusers. They're getting paid to do it. They'll go to more meetings. Now they're getting bonus money for screwing us over and locking us up. And they just raise our taxes. They're making us pay for it. And they get bonus money when they screw us over. And there's just, I don't see any accountability. And except the Superior Court's going to come out and they're going to rule, oh, they were wrong. They shouldn't have issued those trespass orders. And you go, yep. Well, that makes everything better, doesn't it?
Well, and this is exactly why I say they need to be thrown in jail, and that there is a mandatory 1 year, minimum 1 year, throw them in, and that's that for that. Maybe they'll learn, and they'll get stripped of their position and pay, of course, naturally.
I don't know. I'm in favor of building gulags in the far north and sending up to Ellesmere Island or somewhere like that.
Well, the problem with that, Ed, is you would have to have communism in Canada. Not like we don't already have it, but it would have to be full-blown communism. I don't know. Do you really want that?
Well, if you send these guys up to the gulags or simulated gulags, we'll simulate it as close as we can to the Russian communist model. Maybe they'll see, oh, this is where we're going in this country. Maybe I'm not going to do that.
Sure, maybe they get a taste of what communism really is. They might not like it, and they'll see that the lies that they tell the kids in high schools and public schools that it's equality. Communism has never been equality. Just don't fall for that crap, kids. Communism's never equality. It's the commie teachers and unions that are pushing it on you.
Yeah, everyone's equal except the people that run the
You're
system.
pronouncing it all wrong. How are you saying it communism? It's pronounced liberal.
It's pronounced liberal, conservative, and everything else right now. They're all doing it.
Anyone that claims to have authority over you is a freaking commie as far as I'm concerned. If they don't represent you and they want to rule over you, they're a freaking commie.
Well, tyrants are also do that. They like to control your life and tell you what's got to be done and how you're going to do it. They set the rules, and it's one set of rules for them, and it's another set of rules for us. So that's tyranny.
Literally, we got that document in North Huron here, where they say the bylaws do not apply to them on their municipal property. They only apply to private property. I don't know if you agree or not with that. But,
Stefanos, I thought there's court rulings against that to prove otherwise.
See, again, they're totally ignoring the courts.
Everything's ignored always. And this is why I'm saying there needs to be consequence now. So this is why I'm saying jail time for them.
So I was under the impression that city bylaws only apply to employees of the corporation, the city.
Yeah, so bylaws are regulatory. They're not even legislative. And you see, that's the other problem with these tyrants is they believe their bylaws are legislative. And if you notice, every municipality now has a new position, legislative fucking person. All right, you know, get out of town.
I gotta have a chance to talk about bylaws. Town hall is a corporation, a service corporation, and every corporation has bylaws. I've got a corporation. I don't know if you've got a company with a corporation, but every corporation, Bell Canada is. They have bylaws. That's to govern their own behavior. North Huron's property standards bylaws, or that bylaw says right in it, it is for North Huron property of North Huron, not its customers, and it's how they're supposed to maintain their property. That's it. It doesn't apply to their customers. And they've tried to convince people, oh, no, it applies to the customers. And they'll knock on your door with a cop beside them and saying, oh, the township says you can't have a chicken or you can't have flowers in your backyard. and people just automatically cave in because there's a freaking guy on the step with a freaking gun and someone from town hall there, and so, well, they must have authority, and they cave in. And we all know, I don't know if everyone else knows, but there are court rulings that they can't tell you what to do on your private property. It's always been that way. It's just that if you wanted to fight it and resist, it's going to cost you a crap ton of money. And it's Ruck versus Mississauga a few months back. Yep. Your backyard is freedom of expression. So yeah, you can do what you want. That, and we had our last CEO admit that their bylaws did not apply to private property. So all of a sudden he's gone. Now we got this new guy saying the exact opposite, saying they only apply to private property and they do not apply to the corporation. He's literally saying their corporation bylaws do not apply to their corporation. And swallow that shite.
Check out the private chat there. Bring up the I gave you a link there. Bring it up. And it's funny that Buck said about your freedom of expression and stuff. And this is exactly what it is. So I don't even know why municipalities have property standards bylaws. I went up to ACW and done a presentation with Bob Weirmer, representing the OLA, and we were representing ACW, the people, because their staff is trying to bring forward a property standards bylaw. And I actually warned them about in my speech. It's on YouTube. You can find it on there. And I warned him about the constitutional consequences. And lo and behold, a couple of months later, this comes down.
Victory. Ontario court strikes down bylaw that lets city mow down naturalized garden.
Man, it's a property standards bylaw, Ed, these losers.
The Canadian Constitution Foundation is thrilled to announce that an Ontario court has struck down two provisions of a bylaw that city officials had cited as justification for mowing down a man's naturalized garden. It means he let his grass go tall, I guess. In 2021, Wolf Ruck created a naturalized garden in his yard to express his views on the importance of, among other things, biodiversity. Rather than short grass, Ruck allowed plants like goldenrod and sow thistles to grow wild on his property in Mississauga. After the neighbors complained, the city of Mississauga ordered Ruck to mow down the garden, citing its nuisance weeds and tall grass control bylaw. After Ruck refused, the city hired contractors to cut it down. They added the cost to his property tax bill. Of course they did. Ruck, who represented himself throughout, challenged the bylaw and was not successful. Ruck appealed, and the CCF intervened before the Court of Appeal. After hearing CCF submissions, the Court of Appeal sent the matter back to the Supreme Court of Justice for another hearing. This week, Justice M.T. Doy released his decision striking down those sections of the bylaw that prohibit property owners from growing grass over 20 centimeters in height and growing certain plants. Justice Doy agreed with Ruck that his gardening was expressive activity protected by Section 2B of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and that the city of Mississauga had not met its burden under Section 1 of the Charter of showing that their bylaw was a demonstrably justified limit on those rights. Justice Doyle noted that the city offered no evidence about what, if any, consideration it gave to enacting bylaw standards that minimally impair the right to free expression. He found that the impact on the right to freedom of expression was relatively serious. Justice Doyle dismissed Ruck's claim for damages, but found he is not responsible for the compliance costs and that were added to his property tax bill. CCF was represented by Lauren Baker and John Mather of DMG Advocates. Mather said he and Baker are thrilled for Ruck. Ruck stood up for his constitutional rights. Even when the judge ruled against him, he respectfully pursued his appeal rights and ultimately had the decision reversed in a significant decision not only for him, but all natural gardeners in Canada. Mather said he is a self-represented litigant to be admired. Christine Van Gain, the CCF's litigation director, said she hopes the case will serve as a reminder to municipal leaders that they cannot disregard charter rights. Wolf's Garden is a wonderful expression of his views on beauty, about ecology, environmental protection, and climate change, she said. The city's attempts to enter his property and destroy his beautiful naturalized garden were completely unnecessary, she added. The city has no business deciding what is or is not beautiful. CCF Council Josh DeHouse congratulated Ruck on the outcome. I want to thank Mr. Ruck for his dedication to defending homeowners' rights, he said. Full decision can be viewed here. Do we want to see that?
Oh,
no, but
God,
this,
no, you're gonna keep going on, aren't you?
I just want to also bring forward that all these losers out there, especially during COVID, who were saying, "Oh, don't go with the Constitution," because they were listening to some really ugly person. We know who that is, and they were going with the Bill of Rights instead, which the Bill of Rights had no authority whatsoever or jurisdiction. That thing's garbage. It's good for toilet paper. Don't ever listen to those people. They're the ones that are trying to set a precedent against Canadians. But this is exactly what you do. I can show you case after case on the Constitution that's always upheld. I bet I can show you tons of cases on the Bill of Rights that are not. So never go with the Bill of No Rights. Always go with the Constitution. And this is a prime example and shows you exactly what Buck had said at the start of the show. There's rulings over rulings, and just like on here, that it's a reminder to municipality they can't.
And I can guarantee you right now, there are cases going on there where municipalities going after people for not cutting their grass, even though this ruling's been for some time.
This is what I mean.
Doing this, and for some reason, they're just going to claim they didn't know about the ruling and they were acting in good faith, and they'll get away with this bullshit. People need to stop. If you want to know if you're living in a communist dictator police state, stop cutting your grass or go to council meeting and ask a question and just hold your camera in a fashion that looks like you're recording, or record, screw with their heads, either way. Find out how free you are if you don't cut the grass, or don't cut the grass on the boulevard, because they came after me for that a few years ago. I didn't cut the grass on their boulevard. If it's not
your property, too bad.
But yeah, they came after me for not cutting their grass on their property and added $130 or something to our tax bill, because I basically told them, you in the old days you agreed to clear all the sidewalks in the wintertime, and we agreed to cut your grass on the boulevards in exchange, because that's a nice neighborly thing to do. And I told them, if you return to cleaning both of the sidewalks, I'll cut your grass on your property for you. They said no. I let the grass grow, and they came after me, and they sent in a crew while we're off the property and cut the grass, and they took 5 minutes, and that was $130 fucking they dinged us for having the nerve not to be their freaking slave and cut their grass on their property, which we had no obligation to do anyway. And we could fight that, get our $130 back, like this Ruck person did there, and go through the court system, spend a year or two, and go through all this bullshit and get $130 back. And they know it's such a pain in the ass for people to do that. That's why they keep doing it to you. It's fun for them. It's what Simon says, fully bullshit.
Yeah, but you need the people like the Rucks to stand up and do this, because if you don't, you're fucked either way. So, well, you're not fucked the way the Ruck went, because he won, and everything was reversed and given back to him. But if you're just going to comply, then you're fucked. But there's Scott here's got a perfect solution, and I am a big time advocate for this, and that is run for municipal office. Change it from the inside. That's how you do it.
If you run for office, number one priority should be acknowledging private property rights at the beginning of council meetings. If they're doing some indigenous land rights acknowledgement, which I'm not going to comment on either way, if they're prepared to do that, why don't they acknowledge the rights of their current customers? Just acknowledge our private property rights, that you will not steal or trespass on us for the next couple of weeks till the next council meeting. I don't think asking them to obey the law and not violate the criminal code and honor our charter by declaring private property rights and respect their customers at the beginning of each meeting is inappropriate. But they won't do that. We did a petition, and they're not interested in that. Because if they acknowledge private property rights, that opens them up to litigation for everyone they've trespassed on, enforcing property standards and the Clean Yards bylaws on private property. So the current councils aren't going to acknowledge private property rights. So October 26th is election day in Ontario for all municipalities. Nomination deadline is late August 22nd or something. It's around a day or so when my trespass ban expires. So there's a few hours where I'm allowed to run in and run for election without threat of being arrested. But yeah, and this is glorious and free Canada. Yay.
Was glorious and free.
Yeah,
Okay, let's get into.
Let me pretend it still exists for a few minutes, will you?
Let's get into this one, Stefanos. These mayors and councillors, they all go to Ottawa once a year or twice a year, don't they?
Yeah, and that's an NGO, and they shouldn't be around. This is garbage. They have no authority over anything. They have no business whatsoever telling what our municipalities should be doing on the people and everything. You're absolutely right, Ed.
The problem isn't that they all go to Ottawa. The problem is that they frickin' come back.
That's where they get these crazy ideas, right? That's where all this stuff is bred from. These NGOs pitch
either
these
that
ideas.
or math. Who knows? It's poor judgment, failure of a public education system. I have no idea why
they took civics out of schools.
Someone tell me they took the national anthem out of school, and I choose to believe that's not real. There's no way they took the anthem out of school. I can see them taking prayer out, but I can't see them taking the national anthem out. If that frickin' happened, I can see why Canada's frickin' spiraled down the shitter the way it has. Because in the old days, they had the anthem. You would do your anthem. You're singing an oath to stand on guard for our Constitution. Thee is Canada, our constitutional ideals. And if you took that out of our school, I can see why Canada's gone to shit. We used to stand up as a class every fucking morning, pledge allegiance to each other and our country, be glorious and free. But I don't know if anyone's got kids in school right now, but I'm hoping the anthem's still in there.
So let me ask you this. So if you'd have failed to believe that it's the anthem, being Gay Pride Month and all, and we got the gay card here, does this give me any special privileges? Since if you think it's a big thing that the anthem is being pulled out of the schools, what do you say about the flag being removed completely and being replaced with the gay pride flag? There's a problem there. So, I don't
think they've been replaced. There's an addition of the colorful flag.
It should be placed underneath the Canadian flag, but there's all these schools, and I actually seen it out going up in Godridge. They've removed the flag completely, and they just have the gay pride flag, which is a federal offense, by the way.
During COVID, the Canadian flag was banned from schools because it was Flag Day, February 15th or whatever. And during COVID, kids weren't allowed to take a Canadian flag to school because this is back when people were ripping Canadian flags off vehicles and vandalizing your property if you had a fucking Canadian flag on you because you were part of the convoy or some uprising or some crap. And there was a time when schools were not allowing kids to take the Canadian flag to school because somehow Trudeau frickin' made people hate the Canadian flag. It's
all the commies in the Antifa they hired to push it all, and it makes it look like everybody hates it, but it's because the media are paid and they focus. They're told to go and focus.
We talked to a lot of our customers came in that had their vehicles vandalized because they had fucking Canadian flags on them, and we've had them come in saying if they were broken down somewhere and they had to go for help, they would take the Canadian flags off their vehicle before they pulled it anywhere asking for help. Because at that time they felt because Trudeau made everyone hate anyone going to Ottawa, and part of that is people were carrying flags. So somehow he got everybody. Anyone who had a flag was a freaking target, and
there's still a target in Ottawa. This is what really fucking annoys me: is all these people that go to Ottawa still now. They really fucking annoy me because they sit there and they put their flags up, and you got Ottawa Police Service going there, and they're taking their flags and their signs and stuff, and none of these fucking people got the balls to bring a constitutional challenge or anything to what they're doing is
Okay,
unconstitutional.
that's
Not only is it unconstitutional,
you need a shitload of money, or you need freaking some charity behind your backing you. You can have the money to do it, but if you don't got the freaking funds, it ain't happening.
You can seek out places like the JCCF to cover that. But not only is it unconstitutional,
don't be freaking dissing everybody that gets fucked over and doesn't fucking stand up.
No, I'm not doing that. But I'm saying it pisses me off that they're letting them do it because it's two things. One, it's a constitutional issue. And second, it's a criminal issue because that's a straight up theft. That's what, and these guys are not doing anything. Lay private charges, do something that doesn't cost you money. Fucking go after them.
Okay. No, that you say doesn't cost money to lay private charges. I'm hearing something to the absolute contrary.
Private charges. I've done private charges many times, and no, that doesn't cost anything on that.
Well, I know someone that's going through something, and that advice on how to pull that off without getting a big freaking lawyer bill would have been appreciated.
There's no lawyer involved in private charges. And
I'm saying he resorted to getting it to a lawyer in massive freaking legal expenses because the knowledge or the ability or advice to pursue private charges for free, if that exists. I'm not doubting that it does. I'm just saying that this person didn't have access to that knowledge and shit, so had to go out and spend a shitload. And most people don't have access to the information that some of us do. And they just realize they're going to be foobarred if they respond, and it's going to cost them $100,000 to respond.
Now, was this person charged with private charges that they had to get a lawyer, or were they doing the private charges against somebody?
No, that's it's an issue you're familiar with, but that we can't really discuss. But yeah, if you get screwed over, if you want to pursue private charges, you may think it's an easy process to do. I'm saying the general public doesn't have a freaking clue. And don't be judging people for not knowing what you know.
Oh, I'm not judging people. I'm saying that it does not cost. The only way it's going to cost if you do it wrong and you fuck everything up and then you get sued. But that's the only way it'll cost you. Like if I went and laid charges on Ed here, and Ed gets a lawyer, of course he's going to get a lawyer because he needs to be defended. So
you can't just charge Ed just for the way he looks. Like that's not his fault.
Well, he's not wearing a hat tonight. We're charging him. I don't care. We're charging him.
Yeah, that's if you. That's what's
really.
With the naked Ed?
I'm going to go rent tobacco. How about that? It's a lot cheaper than getting a lawyer.
What's that?
It's
going to go rent tobacco. If there's no victim, there's no crime, right? Think of that what you may.
You can actually, they have it online. I could even send it to you. They tell you step by step how to do private charges on the government website. People out there, don't listen to the fucking free men on the land who are making you these what do they call them? These sessions to teach you, and they're making you pay $250 to show you how to do this. It's online, it's free. They're just scamming you and capitalizing. Heck, these guys want me to put on a free workshop. You can pay me $250 a person. I'll show you how to do it, no problems.
There, you happy now? Got my Red Bull Air Racing cap.
Much better.
Autograph too.
I worked for Red Bull for a spell, and we've done the Crashed Ice event down in Niagara Falls. It was quite the interesting company, quite the interesting time.
Yeah, I loved watching the air races when we had them. Went to Detroit twice. It was pretty cool. And surprising, none of the pilots died on the shit. And they're dropping the wings in the water. Amazing flying.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before. I couldn't believe it.
Holy shit. Ed's like the guy in the old age home. He just freaking, now he's all about Red Bull freaking pilots and crap. Yeah, he got distracted there. Yeah. That's why he doesn't have a hat. It's freaking, yeah. What's he smoking there? Oh, you're not smoking the good stuff, are you?
No, I don't like wearing hats because I don't want to lose my hair.
I like Ed. He's like my great,
fucking
great,
right, buddy.
great.
It's
Ed's like my great, 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 great grandfather, and he's full of wisdom. I get so much from him. That's what I love about Ed.
no, I'll agree. He's absolutely full of it. There's no one's disputing that.
So now you know what Stefanos looks like when he's lying. You're done. You're gonna lose every.
I'm not lying. Come on. Oh my God.
Anyways,
so insurrection. Who's pulling it off? Who's ignoring lawful authority? And who is using violence? I think those are the two key questions to say who is behind the insurrection. Because I believe there is one.
3 points. 3 points you just brought up there, and we know who's behind it. It's pretty clear.
Yeah, it's rhetorical, but yeah.
Were there any nuts being broken during this insurrection?
I did see something somewhere where some nuts were getting fondled in a non-friendly manner.
And we're not talking about the nuts that the squirrels eat, right?
I saw some. I saw a groin grab. I know the victim. He's got a decent sense of humor, but some say he was just too goddamn sexy to be resisted. Like the old days, yeah, he was just too sexy and he was asking for it. So you see this old 69-year-old freaking redneck, you go, oh yeah, I got to get some of that. Well, some people just can't resist that urge, I guess, maybe, or I have no idea what the motivation was.
I think I was sitting beside him a couple of days ago. I think I told him I got a little bit, I had the urge, but I had to back myself off. I don't know what it was.
I know, right? It's just, to the average person, you'd look hideous, but it's just, I don't know. It's just the vibe. It's just, And when he was in the Goderich courthouse, he's going down the hallway, and he has his cell phone in his breasticle pocket there. And he's walking by, according to the gentleman, an officer, going he's in the hallway, not in the courtroom there. And the cop flicks the phone out of his breast pocket and grabs the phone. And the guy gets it back from him and everything. But then again, I'm teasing the guy that, yeah, you're just too damn sexy. They're grabbing your chesticles and testicles now, man. It's
wow, I can't believe
they tried to seize a phone off this guy walking down the hallway in a courthouse in Canada. Okay. We should probably tell people that are tuned in. This is fucking Canada. Okay, this is an alleged freaking democracy. Some of you might have thought you were freaking watching North Korean shit because I've got weird hats and crap, and there's some naked head guy. But no, this is Canada where this crap's happened. They're seizing cameras. They did it to me February 17th. In Mr. Carter, they ripped his cameras off him. He had a body camera strapped to him and a cell phone. He's being arrested, and the Ontario Provincial Police are removing cameras from people because the cops say you're not allowed to fucking video record them, which we all know is bullshit. But they do it because they can get away with it because they got the freaking guns and the courts on their side. And yeah, seriously, people, don't fight town hall. Sit down, shut the fuck up unless you got 20, 50 grand behind you or the JCCF or some other freaking back behind you, because they'll do everything to fuck you up and destroy your reputation and humiliate you. And you know what? Even grab you by the fucking balls. That's what they're prepared to do.
Just call me and or message me or email me and let me know what municipality's doing it. I'll take the hit for you out there just to enforce and keep our constitutional rights strong and intact, because that is what is under attack the most aside of private property rights, because those two things are preventing the United Nations from doing a complete takeover and communism, because we all know, if you know anything about the UN, it is a Marxist body of unelected bureaucrats trying to seize world control, and this is what it's turned into. So this is why
I want what you're
under attack.
Awesome shit. But anyone listening, if he's not full of shit here. If you've got a problem, North Huron is considering putting in a panic button for when people ask questions. This isn't a freaking joke, because apparently a panic button is quicker than dialing 911. Stefanos here is our freaking panic button. When they fucked us over at council, when we tried to approach the building and the freaking security poured out, cop cars poured in the fucking parking lot, we called freaking Stefanos, and yeah, he's there in like 10 minutes. He's closer by than probably where he is to you are. But yet, he freaking shows up. He's got the balls to freaking walk in, have a camera, and see what the fuck's going on. So he's not bullshitting.
Speaking about Pride Month, allegedly.
Yeah, we all appreciate your lifestyle, Ed. That's fine. That's your choice. I know you got the whole month there, and that's a lovely blue you got going on there. Yeah, you're adorable. Yeah, just don't do the parade thing again. Like, that was you in the parade, wasn't it?
Don't you love the mute button? Anyways, talking about Pride Month, you can talk all you want, Buck. I just muted you out because you won't let me talk. Allegedly, Home Depot, in honor of Pride Month, has refused to sell a straight piece of wood this month.
What? Are you kidding? You're making this shit. It's a joke. I know it's got to be a joke.
Allegedly, you cannot buy a straight piece of wood in Home Depot this month in honor of Pride.
Oh my
Allegedly.
We've had a problem at a Columbia for years. That's just the quality, ownership, and they're pushing on. Had nothing to do with the games, but
anyways, I'm of the
also,
opinion that
you're freezing up there, Buck. You're freezing up.
Yeah, you got a bad internet connection, or not enough bandwidth, or maybe the pedo crowd is stealing your internet. Anyways, guys, we're gonna end this soon. Stefanos, I'm thinking maybe we should do a series of Thursday nights where we actually walk people through the whole process of a private prosecution, so that people are informed if they do decide to try it.
We'll see what my brain is like. I'm just saying it's out there. You don't need any of these workshops. That's all bullshit.
You just need to freaking contact Stefanos here and look it up if you're screwed over. People don't need to sit through some boring seminar for freaking week after week. When if you're getting fucked over, take action. Freaking research it. Get a hold of Stefanos or Google it. But municipalities have massively overstepped their authority. They do not have any authority on private property. I can provide some good arguments on that. They never had. They never could tell you whether you could have a chicken. And somehow they browbeaten Canadians into thinking that you need to go to town hall to ask if you can have a fucking chicken in your backyard, or if you can go to Queen Anne's Lace. You're not being treated as adults here. It's
Queen Anne's Lace is considered food, eh?
Yep,
I ate it as a kid.
Babies. Yep. But
Anyways,
yes, the Breck versus Mississauga, they can't tell you what you're growing in your backyard anymore.
Now, if you're in the town of North Huron, is that the right name for that town? Do you know of any place?
You're here once and you watch it from your memory already. Holy crap, it's that bad.
Where can you get a decent breakfast in that town?
Nobody knows. It's there's a couple drive-throughs.
I think there's a place, the best one in that area is Buck and Joe's. It's a nice little diner on the corner. It's really nice. Great food.
Yeah. No, there's some good drive-throughs and shit. Yeah. If you think you're supporting the revolution, the cause, and by driving a couple hours to have a $5 breakfast, and you think that's somehow supporting the frickin' cause, it's not. Freaking run in your local election. Nomination day was May 1st. It's long past. Sign up to run in your freaking local municipal election. Promote freaking private property rights and make sure that the public's not being arrested for frickin' recording a council meeting or asking a question, and make sure council meetings actually have public questions and press questions, because that's not a thing that's everywhere. You think it would be, but this is North Huron, North Korea. You don't have a frickin' voice here. We had a previous councillor that openly admitted he was not going to represent the Wingham ward constituents. He was going to do whatever's best for the corporation.
Wow.
Just openly admitted he's not going to be our representative. And he's no longer in power, clearly.
He deserves that.
And they say this in public and don't realize what the hell they're saying. Or they think it's right. What we're going through with North Huron, I genuinely think our CAO, I don't think he's being malicious. I don't think has a criminal intent. I genuinely think that he has that authority, that he's got some issues where he thinks that one person should be allowed to decide who gets to go to a council meeting, who gets trespassed, who's allowed to ask a question. We've descended into this frickin' tyranny. We're like a boiled frog that we just don't frickin' realize how bad things are until you actually ask a question and the frickin' men with guns show up in handcuffs. And that's what fucking happens in, around these parts anyway. You guys, you were there December 15th, I think it was, or when the undercover police, it started on December 1st. I went into a council meeting. I asked if I could ask a question. They said I could. I asked a couple questions. Next council meeting, you guys were there. 2 officers, plainclothes police showed up. PLT division, provincial liaison team. And they were there, and you saw them freaking, they would be leaning over me saying, you shouldn't be asking a question. There's a better way to do things. This is before council meeting started. Nothing was disrupted. But the point is, this is all, they showed up because the CEO and council were so pissed off that I went on December 1st and asked to ask questions, was granted permission, asked a couple questions about the Cenotaph flag and bylaw enforcement authority. And they were so offended, they literally had undercover fucking police waiting in the public gallery to shut me down about 5 minutes before the council meeting started. And they're saying I'm disrupting a meeting, even though the meeting hadn't frickin' started. And you gentlemen were kind enough to show up. And St. Stefanos is our panic button. I'm sure Ed here is probably going to, if the nurses at the old age home can wake him up in time, he might show up to your council meeting and have your back as well.
All right, guys, enough of this ridicule. I'm ending this. I can't.
I didn't think you were still awake there. I thought you went all Trumpy on us and we're having a frickin' nap.
Oh, man, I'm going to have a... Where do you find these people? I'm not going out to that area anymore.
I can't help it, Ed. This is great.
Oh, my God. Someone's just turned his hearing aid down and you won't hear any of this shit.
We're trying to have a serious show here and you got to listen to this shit.
Well,
anyways, guys,
you keep doing your serious show and you'll get your 40 to 50 views every freaking week there. Yeah, that's working out well. Have a fucking laugh. Have some more drinks. You're way too sober. You need a hat. It's I don't know what's with the naked head thing there. Choose a side. No, like a man hat.
Get a plane.
God.
Get a plane.
Jeez.
All right. Guys, if you see any value in this show, share it out. You know we're getting shadow banned like crazy.
Okay, yeah.
We don't make any money off of this.
Ed's has to go for his nap. No one makes any money off of any of this shit. If you stand up against your council or anything, it's costing you fucking money. End of story. There's no endorsements. There's no Antifa funding or any of this bullshit. Stefanos here, he's out of a shitload. I've been doing this for some time, and everybody that supports me, freaking, yep, they're out of pocket. There's no fucking money for anybody. Everyone's pretty much goes bankrupt freaking fighting these guys. And shout out to the JCCF for doing some fundraising and having our backs for this trespass recording ban bullshit. But thanks to them having our back, we emboldened us to freaking stand our ground and freaking get our right to record back. we didn't get it back. It's just we always had that right to record. It's just North Huron agreed to stop freaking arresting people that were recording. North Huron agreed to stop violating the law and abusing people. And yippee, victory. So like I said, they keep ignoring all the Superior Court rulings, keep trampling us, knees on the neck. Hopefully, someone will sue one of these municipalities and hold them to account.
I am.
Well, I hope that proceeds rapidly and the judgment makes any other municipality fear trampling other people's rights in the future.
That's the whole idea behind.
There's no way. Whatever you're asking for a settlement, compensation, I think is inadequate.
We don't use settlements in these things. You never settle in these. You're enforcing rights, and that's the bottom line. They need to learn a lesson.
And they haven't yet. It's the embarrassment of a violation hasn't done anything to them. Otherwise, they would have stopped abusing us a long time ago.
Wait till my dog sues them.
Yeah, your dog was accused of a.
It may happen. We still got time. Mayor sued by dog.
Oh, poor Ed.
That'll be quite the headline. I want you to do that, actually. You know what? The court's allowed a lawyer to sue himself, so I don't see a dog suing a municipality and mayor that much of a reach.
No, that's absolutely possible. If that dog had an online reputation, or it like visited people in old age homes, or if that dog lost some kind of enjoyment, or its owner, master, did as well, then
that dog
if you can get criminally charged for abusing and neglecting an animal, why can't you be charged for the same emotional neglect and depriving that dog from? You can't destroy anyone's reputation. Just say, it's a freaking dog or a freaking conservative or liberal.
Funny thing is that dog, Ed uses it for autistic children. They take it for walks and stuff. So it's not a vicious dog in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't have a violent bone.
No, if that dog doesn't if those dog doesn't get to visit those kids, or those kids don't get to have that visit because of some asshole has besmirched this dog's reputation, then the dog should frickin' sue. And in theory, it should win. But again, you're going to need like 20, 50 frickin' grand to go through their system and pull this shit off. It would be nice if some mental millionaire would frickin'
I think the dog's lawyer works for Dog Bones, so he can feed the dog and keep it happy.
Or a jar of peanut butter. It's all good.
All right, guys. Buck, thanks for coming on. Good luck with your future endeavors.
Well,
Buck and Joe's, if you're ever in North Huron town, right on the main drag for breakfast. I'm gonna come check it out one of these days.
I love you call it North Huron town. It's Wingham, but you don't need to come here.
Okay, I won't come.
Even the weed store beside us is closed. Notice that today. I don't know when it closed, but yep. Even our weed store is closed. Unless you're a tumbleweed salesman, I don't think there's any point fucking coming to Wingham, really.
I don't care for weed. So, the town is called Wingham. It's not called North Huron.
The township is called North Huron. The town is Wingham. They amalgamated a bunch of towns as usual.
Oh,
just to trip me up, eh? Good.
Sneaky stuff. Sneaky.
Yeah, no, it's just... Go back. Go have your nap there, Ed.
All right. Thanks, guys. Later. Yes. Share this out, people. People need to know this.